Welcome to the HabitHitman Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about why your dignity is gold and why you need it to break bad habits in your life and to become the person that you promised. But first, guys, let's bring it in. So fellas and ladies, bring it in. High five. It's your host, Aiden AVO, the Habit Hitman. Now today we're going to be talking about, like I said, why your dignity is gold. If that sounds interesting, we'd like to have you here. If not, just come for the next episode. But the reason why your dignity is gold is because you're not going to do certain things to yourself if you respect yourself. And if you look at yourself in high regard and you have honor for yourself. So when I talk about dignity, I'm talking about your self-esteem, your self-respect, your ego, your pride, your confidence. All these things stem from your respecting yourself, how you handle yourself, and your dignity. So if you're lacking that, you can imagine that you're not going to look to follow through on your habits. And if you do respect yourself, you're going to do it. I personally believe this. I don't mean to put this on you or anything, but I personally believe it's easier to break habits than it is to make them. But when you start to break habits, you have more energy to make the habits. But it's going to be hard for you to break habits if you don't have a good vision for yourself, if you don't see the person you can become. And that's why I always talk about that. And we all have this idea of what we want for ourselves and how we want to operate in the world. And that's the only reason why you would look to have a new habit, is because you see yourself being different. But you're asking, what does this have to do with dignity? Because if you're selling out your dignity by giving yourself excuses, well, first of all, there's a scale of self-respect and dignity. And things that are going to drain that things that you're going to let drain it, or things that are draining for it. So let's say on the higher end, these are things that you'll do for clout, money, control, power. And on this end, these are smaller things that add up over time and have just a negative situation for you, where throughout the day you're thinking of it, throughout the day you're not feeling yourself, you're not feeling up, you lost that light in yourself, you lost that essence within yourself. And these are you giving yourself excuses on why you haven't done what you need to do. If it comes to losing weight, if it comes to educating yourself, whatever it is, these are things that you come up to yourself and justify to yourself why you haven't done it. And you know what's weird is that you can't justify and have a solution for yourself at the same time. And if you're giving yourself these excuses, you're draining it from yourself. You're the person, you're the villain. You're the villain because you're stepping over things in your life that you should be fixing, that are draining your dignity. Literally and figuratively stepping over stuff. So if there's dirt on the ground or something on the ground you should pick up and you keep walking by it, that's going to eat you up because you should be doing it. So that's on a smaller level. But as I said before, you saying things. So that's on a smaller level. Another thing that's on a smaller level is you letting things into your life, you letting people into your life, you letting certain situations into your life, you doing things to yourself that you shouldn't be doing. That's going to eat up your dignity, because you know why? You can't lie to yourself. So if somebody thinks you're the hero, deep down you're going to know you're the villain. So another thing that you could be doing that's draining your dignity is lying to yourself. Aiden may let you lie to him. Even if he knows, he may let you lie to him, but just don't lie to yourself, because this is what drains your dignity. This is what drains your honor for yourself, which is going to be your superpower for breaking these bad habits. It really is the driving force behind it. And like I said, if you hold yourself in high regards, you respect yourself, you're not going to do things to disrespect yourself. This is like rule number one. So if you're lying to yourself, your body knows, your mind knows that you're lying to yourself. Like you can lie to people, but you're living your life. You see what you do. And so if you're a good person in that aspect, or if you're living up to the standard that you set to yourself, like, trust me, I know if I'm a good person or not, because I'm the one that sees everything that I do. I'm in my right mind all the time. So I don't really care if somebody says, like, I know, like, okay, I'm doing great right now because I'm living my life and you are living your life, and you would know, like, hey, I don't feel the best about myself because I'm not treating myself the best. You're losing your dignity because you're lying to yourself. And so how are you going to put that dignity into changing your habit, to changing yourself, if you don't respect yourself, guys? And so you're asking, okay, maybe I could, you sold your dignity for different, so you sold your dignity to make yourself feel better about yourself, to lying, or you sold it for these things over here to get yourself more clout, more success in different ways. But you know what's crazy? You're going to be thinking about it a lot. And I truly believe the things that you do during the day are going to affect the way you operate at night. And the things you do at night are going to affect the way you operate in the day, because you own your experience. And if you don't have your dignity anymore, you're going to lose that light in your eyes. You're going to lose your superpower, like I said, your essence, your self-esteem, your confidence. It's going to eat at you. You may feel down and depressed, like it's going to haunt you in certain ways. So I would not do that. Like, I have not trying to done anything in my life where it's like I could lose my dignity over this. And if I have and I've seen it, I look to stop it, because I'm like, wow, this is draining. This is very toxic to me. And so if you ever look at me and you see that there's no light in my eyes or there's no light in my body language, I have lost my soul. You already know what it is. I've been doing things that are undignifiable, but I don't look to do that because I realize how important it is. There's a lot of books on habits and on personal skills, but I don't see any talking about this. Like, that's one of the number one things. You have to see yourself differently, and you have to operate in yourself differently to get those different results. So I at least wanted to come on here and talk about this, and I wanted to talk about kind of rebuilding your dignity little by little as well. And so I call this self-esteem micro boosting, because it's just little micro boosts that you get. These are just from doing little good things to for yourself, and start, like I said, with stop lying to yourself. When something's coming out of your mouth that you know is an excuse, it's going to be hard for you it should be hard for you to hear that, because you know it's an excuse. So to rebuild yourself, you should stop saying those things, right? Or say, hey, that sounded really weak, let me rephrase that, because you're gonna be thinking about it in the shower later. Or at least me, I'm like, wow, I really said that, or wow, I really did that. So you have to cut those things out of your life. You have to cut those lies and excuses out of your life. And little things as well, like you're at the grocery store and you're finished with your cart, just go back and put the cart back where you found it, or back in the parking section. That's going to be like a little micro boost for yourself. Like maybe eat something better, eat an apple. Like, that's you saying, okay, at least I'm living up to the standard I set for myself in this way. Like, I'm taking action towards it, like making your bed, because every time you walk by your bed and it's not made, or different things are unclean in your life, you're going to lose respect for yourself, guys. And all those little things add up to when it's time to take down the big thing. Like I said, for me, it's easier to break habits. I broke every habit in my life that I don't want anymore. So I apply that energy to making new habits, which a little bit, just you're kind of like reconstructing something or learning new skills in that aspect. So guys, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I don't want to make this podcast too long. If you guys have any questions, you can message me or leave a comment. But I wanted to talk about this, guys. Your dignity is gold, and just don't sell it out. Don't make yourself weaker for any reason, because this is what's going to help you. This is what's going to help you battle the real villains in your life, and keep yourself honorable and make you sleep good at night. We don't own that much in this world, but you do own. You should own your honor, and you should own who you are. So take care. Much love, guys. See you guys in the next video. See you guys in the next podcast. Take care.